Before you scroll, before you question this, before your mind tries to rationalize why this video appeared in front of you, pause. Because messages like this do not reach everyone. They reach those standing at the edge of a turning point. If you felt an unexplainable pull to click, that was not curiosity, it was recognition. Something in you already knows that today is different, that a chapter is closing even if the next one has not fully revealed itself yet. This is not entertainment, this is a transmission, and it is speaking directly to you. So anchor yourself here. Take a breath, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment "I am ready" below. Not for the algorithm, but because your voice matters in moments of activation. When you declare readiness, the universe listens. December 15 is not just another date passing by. It is a threshold written into your timeline, a quiet cosmic checkpoint where destiny pauses and asks one simple question. Will you step forward into who you are becoming or retreat into what you have already outgrown? If the past few days have felt heavier than usual, understand this first. Nothing is wrong with you. The restlessness in your body, the sudden waves of emotion that seem to arrive without warning, the strange pull to reflect on your past, your choices, and the direction of your life, all of it has meaning. You may have noticed your tolerance for noise, chaos, or shallow conversations dropping. Things that once distracted you no longer work. You might feel emotionally sensitive one moment and unusually detached the next, as if you're observing your own life from a higher vantage point. This internal pressure is not fear, and it is not failure. It is compression. When the universe prepares to move you forward, it applies pressure to everything that no longer fits your frequency. Old wounds resurface, not to hurt you, but to be acknowledged and released. Unanswered questions return because they are ready for resolution. What feels uncomfortable now is actually your soul asking for honesty about who you are, what you want, and what you are no longer willing to carry into the next chapter. This is why sleep may feel different. Dreams may feel more vivid or symbolic. Your intuition may be louder, almost insistent. You may feel a quiet urgency, a sense that something important is unfolding, even if you can't name it yet. That sensation is not anxiety, it is awareness. You are becoming conscious of a shift that has already begun beneath the surface. And once awareness arrives, there is no going back to the version of you that was comfortable with delay, avoidance, or settling. As this internal pressure builds, the cosmos responds with precision. Mars now enters Capricorn, and this is where feeling transforms into direction. Mars is the fire that initiates action, but in Capricorn, that fire is controlled, intentional, and strategic. This is not impulsive energy. This is the end of drifting, the end of waiting for motivation to magically appear. The universe is shifting you out of emotional limbo and into grounded decision-making. You may suddenly feel a desire to organize your life, set boundaries, commit to long-term goals, or take responsibility for outcomes you once avoided. This is not heaviness, it is empowerment. Mars in Capricorn does not reward shortcuts. It rewards consistency, integrity, and effort aligned with purpose. If you have been feeling ready to take your future seriously, especially around your work, finances, and life direction, that readiness is not coming from pressure. It is coming from alignment. You are no longer meant to chase excitement. You are meant to build something that lasts. And this energy will support you, but only if you meet it with discipline and trust in your own capability. What you choose to act on now, even in small ways, begins to solidify into a new timeline. Waiting energy dissolves, momentum replaces hesitation, and for the first time in a long while, the path ahead begins to feel real. Not because everything is clear, but because you are finally ready to walk it. The number 15 carries a quiet authority, and when it appears, it does not arrive to disrupt your life. It arrives to restore balance where imbalance has been normalized. Reduced to the vibration of 6, this energy speaks directly to the heart, to responsibility, to the way you give and receive love, and to the foundation upon which your sense of security is built. On December 15th, this frequency begins working beneath the surface, gently but firmly asking you to look at what truly brings you peace. Not what excites you temporarily, not what fills the silence, but what sustains you when everything else falls away. This is the energy of emotional maturity, of choosing alignment over intensity, of understanding that real love feels grounding, not destabilizing. Under this influence, many of you will notice emotional truths surfacing in ways you can no longer ignore. You may become aware of patterns in relationships where you overgive, where you compromise your needs, or where you stay loyal to situations that quietly drain you. This is not a time of blame or regret. It is a time of clarity. The 6 energy brings awareness without judgment. It shows you where healing is needed so that harmony can finally replace imbalance. Conversations may feel more honest, boundaries may feel more necessary, and for the first time, you may feel ready to choose emotional safety over emotional struggle. This same vibration extends into your relationship with money and stability. The number 15 does not encourage reckless risk or fear-based saving. It invites conscious stewardship. You may feel a desire to simplify, to organize, to make decisions that support your long-term well-being rather than short-term relief. If financial stress has been present, this energy does not promise instant miracles, but it does offer something more powerful, a shift in self-worth. You begin to see that abundance flows more easily when your choices align with self-respect and responsibility. Money becomes less about survival and more about structure, support, and sustainability. As this frequency settles in, you may feel an unexpected sense of calm even while change is occurring. That calm is your nervous system recognizing safety in truth. The number 15 stabilizes by realigning you with what actually matters. It removes the illusion that love must hurt or that success must come at the cost of peace. And as this realization anchors itself within you, a new internal order forms, one where your heart and your future are no longer in conflict, but working together to build a life that feels whole. December 15 brings truth into your relationships in a way that cannot be ignored, softened, or delayed. This is not dramatic truth meant to shock you. It is quiet, steady truth meant to free you. You may begin to feel the emotional weight of certain connections more clearly than before. Interactions that once felt familiar may now feel draining. Conversations that used to flow may feel forced or incomplete. This is not because love has disappeared, but because alignment has shifted. You are no longer operating from the same version of yourself that formed those bonds, and the universe is asking you to notice the difference without fear. For some of you, this energy will deepen existing relationships. You may feel a stronger desire for honesty, emotional safety, and mutual respect. Superficial connections lose their appeal, while genuine intimacy becomes non-negotiable. You may find yourself wanting to be seen as you truly are, not as who you were expected to be. This can lead to meaningful conversations, emotional breakthroughs, and a sense of grounding that feels unfamiliar but deeply comforting. Love under this energy feels calmer, more mature, and more stable, not because passion has gone, but because trust has replaced uncertainty. For others, December 15 acts as a gentle but firm closing. You may realize that you have been holding on to a connection out of habit, loyalty, or fear of the unknown, rather than genuine alignment. The 6 energy does not punish you for this. It simply brings awareness, and awareness creates choice. You may feel an internal shift where you stop chasing clarity and start honoring your own emotional boundaries. Detachment may arrive quietly, without anger or resentment, just a knowing that something has completed its purpose in your life.
This shift is not limited to romantic relationships. Friendships, family dynamics, and even professional connections may come under review. You may feel less willing to tolerate emotional imbalance, one-sided effort, or unspoken tension. This is not coldness, it is self-respect awakening. As you release connections that no longer support your growth, space opens for relationships that meet you at your current frequency. Love that is meant to stay will not require you to abandon yourself. It will feel steady, supportive, and real. And as this understanding anchors within you, you step into a new relational chapter, one where love is no longer something you chase, but something you allow to meet you in balance.
Money, under this activation, stops being just numbers, bills, or survival strategies. It reveals itself as a mirror, a reflection of how much you trust yourself, how much you believe in your own value, and how safe you feel receiving more from life. December 15 begins a quiet but irreversible rewrite of your money consciousness. You may notice old financial fears surfacing, not to punish you, but to be confronted honestly. Scarcity patterns, impulsive spending, avoidance, or overworking may suddenly feel exhausting rather than necessary. This is awareness arriving at the exact moment you are ready to evolve beyond it. With Mars now in Capricorn, this is not about sudden windfalls or magical thinking. This is grounded abundance, structured growth. You may feel a strong internal pull to take responsibility for your financial future in a way you never have before, not from panic, but from self-respect. Organizing your finances, rethinking your career direction, setting clearer goals, or committing to a long-term plan may suddenly feel empowering rather than overwhelming. The universe is shifting you out of reactive money behavior and into conscious creation, and that shift begins internally, long before it shows up externally. You may also notice a change in what motivates you. Chasing money for validation, comparison, or escape begins to lose its grip. Instead, you may feel drawn towards stability, sustainability, and work that aligns with your values. Mars in Capricorn rewards effort that is consistent, disciplined, and purpose-driven. It does not reward shortcuts taken out of fear. This energy supports you when you show up for yourself daily, even when progress feels slow. What you build now is not meant to impress, it is meant to last. As your relationship with money stabilizes, something deeper happens. Your nervous system begins to relax. You start making decisions from clarity instead of urgency. You recognize that abundance responds to grounded confidence, not desperation. And in this space, opportunities begin to align more naturally, not because you are forcing them, but because your frequency is no longer pushing them away. December 15 marks the moment you stop seeing money as something outside of you and start recognizing it as an extension of your self-trust. From here forward, wealth becomes less about chasing and more about allowing what you are finally prepared to hold. You may feel as though you are standing in a space that does not fully belong to the past or the future, a strange in-between where time feels distorted and your sense of identity feels temporarily blurred. This sensation can be unsettling, but it is also sacred. It is the feeling of a timeline shift in progress. The old version of you has already loosened its grip, yet the new version has not fully anchored itself into form. In this space, familiar routines may feel empty, old desires may no longer motivate you, and the life you once recognized may feel slightly out of reach. This is not loss, this is transition. As this shift deepens, synchronicities may increase in subtle but undeniable ways. You may notice repeating numbers, meaningful coincidences, or conversations that arrive at exactly the right moment. Songs, messages, or memories may surface with unusual timing, carrying emotional weight or insight. Dreams may become vivid, symbolic, or prophetic, leaving you with a lingering sense that something important is trying to communicate with you. Your intuition sharpens, not as a sudden flash, but as a steady inner knowing that grows harder to ignore. You may feel guided to slow down, to observe, to listen more closely to what is unfolding beneath the surface of everyday life. Emotionally, this in-between state can feel isolating. You may feel misunderstood or disconnected from people who once felt close.
It may seem as though you no longer fully belong to the environments you once navigated with ease. This is because your frequency is changing. You are no longer meant to resonate with everything you once did. The discomfort you feel is not rejection, it is recalibration. Your soul is adjusting to a higher level of awareness, one that requires clarity, authenticity, and inner alignment. And during this recalibration, solitude often becomes necessary, not as punishment, but as protection. In this liminal space, patience becomes a form of power. The universe is asking you not to rush the becoming. This is where insight integrates, where old karmic loops dissolve, and where new intentions quietly take root. You are learning to trust the unseen, to release the need for immediate certainty, and to stand steady even when the ground beneath you feels unfamiliar. This is the moment where many turn back out of fear. But you are still here because something in you understands that the unknown is not empty, it is pregnant with possibility. As the shift completes, you may feel a subtle internal click, a sense that something has aligned even if nothing outward has changed yet. This is the signal that the new timeline has been selected. From here forward, your choices carry more weight. Your awareness becomes your compass, and although the path ahead may not be fully visible, you no longer doubt that you are moving in the right direction. You are not lost between worlds. You are being initiated into a new one. Chosen one energy is not something you claim, it is something you remember. It has been present in you long before you had words for it, long before you questioned why you felt different, more sensitive, more aware of what others overlook. This energy does not announce itself loudly. It reveals itself quietly through patterns of resilience, through moments where life demanded more from you than others, and through an inner knowing that your existence carries weight beyond routine survival. December 15 activates that remembrance. It brings you face to face with the truth that your life is not random and your struggles were not meaningless. If you were feeling this activation, you may also feel a subtle shift in how you see yourself. The need for external validation begins to weaken. Approval matters less than alignment. You may feel a growing responsibility, not imposed by the world, but rising from within, to live with integrity, to choose consciously, and to stop abandoning yourself for comfort or acceptance. This is not pressure, this is purpose awakening. The universe is not asking you to be perfect, but it is asking you to be honest about who you are and disciplined about what you allow into your life. Chosen one energy does not separate you from others through superiority. It separates you through awareness. You may find that you can no longer tolerate deception, self-betrayal, or unconscious living, not only in others, but in yourself. Old excuses lose their power. Old coping mechanisms feel transparent. You begin to recognize where you have been delaying your own evolution, and instead of guilt, you feel readiness. This is the moment where destiny stops feeling distant and begins to feel personal. With Mars and Capricorn reinforcing this activation, your spiritual awareness now demands embodiment. Insight alone is no longer enough. Your daily actions, routines, and commitments become the language through which this energy expresses itself. You may feel drawn to structure, self-discipline, and consistency, not as restriction, but as devotion. Your life becomes the altar, your effort becomes the offering, and in this alignment, something profound occurs. You stop waiting to be chosen and realize you were preparing to choose yourself all along. As this energy anchors, you may feel calmer, clearer, and more grounded than before, even if challenges remain. That calm is not passivity, it is certainty. You know, without needing proof, that you are exactly where you are meant to be in this moment. The path ahead may still unfold step by step, but your trust in your ability to walk it has solidified. This is the awakening of responsibility, not burden, power, not pressure. And as this recognition settles into your being, you step fully into the role you were always meant to inhabit, not as someone waiting for destiny, but as someone actively shaping it. There comes a moment in every transformation where holding on becomes more painful than letting go, and December 15 marks that moment with quiet certainty. You may feel a deep internal shift where the version of yourself that carried you through past seasons no longer feels like home. This is not betrayal of who you were, it is respect for who you are becoming. Guilt often rises at this stage, not because you were doing something wrong, but because growth challenges familiar identities. You may question whether you were allowed to want more peace, more stability, or more alignment. The answer is yes, you always were. Releasing the old version doesn't mean erasing your history or denying what you survived. It means acknowledging that the coping mechanisms, beliefs, and compromises that once protected you are no longer required. You may notice a softening of emotional attachment to old narratives, stories about who you had to be, what you had to endure, or what you thought you deserved. These stories lose their grip not through force, but through understanding. You realize that you are not obligated to remain loyal to pain simply because it is familiar. As this release deepens, relationships, habits, and environments that once defined you may quietly fall away, not through conflict or collapse, but through natural completion. You may feel moments of sadness, nostalgia, or uncertainty, and that's normal. Endings, even aligned ones, carry emotion, but beneath that emotion is relief. Space begins to open. Energy returns. You feel lighter, not because you have lost something, but because you have stopped carrying what was never meant to come with you into the next chapter. This is where forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness, becomes essential. You forgive yourself for waiting, for doubting, for staying too long, and for not knowing what you know now. December 15 reminds you that awareness arrives exactly when it is supposed to. There was no delay, there was only preparation. And as you release the old version,